Yeah, I done got me a chick. That's my best friend, that's my best friend.
Since his earliest mixtapes in 2011, we've seen Young Thug transform hip-hop, carving a place for himself in the rap game with his distinct sound, unmistakable flow, and fashion sense.
How would you describe your style?
Impeccable.
As Thugger's flow has become more of a staple over the years, we've also seen a few people sample his style.
GLE, cause that Lambo moving fast. S-class, G-class, lot of class. Pull up with the stick, let it hit. I put this on the 10, I'ma in.
But a lot of the rappers today directly credit Young Thug as their inspiration.
Thug is just amazing. Like, he's such an individual and he just pushes boundaries. And that's why I always knew that we were destined to do something together.
Thug, like, workaholic, like studio all day, every day, songs. So like, I know like that's what it takes to do what you gotta do.
Trying to keep myself from going under. I've been listening to Young Thug.
Early on in his career, Thug linked with his mentor and fellow Atlanta native, Gucci Mane.
This was rapping shit. When I came out, he was like, "Bro, what?" No. He was amazed. He was like, "Nigga, you write music?" I'm like, "Nah." He was like, "Yeah, you lethal."
Thugger's earliest projects, like his I Came From Nothing tapes, gained a lot of attention and helped the rapper come into his own in terms of crafting his flow.
RP to my big dogs, let's free. Me falling off anytime soon, no way. I can't come down. I'm about for a lifetime in it.
The artist's early associations also included Rich Gang, a rap collective boasting Birdman, and Young Thug's former collaborator Rich Homie Quan. In 2014, both rappers were featured on Rich Gang's hit Lifestyle, which peaked at number 16 on the Hot 100.
This is only the beginning. I'm on the top of the mountain, puffing on clouds, and niggas still beginning.
2014 also brought Young Thug one of his earliest solo hits, Stoner. The track brought his flow to the attention of a much wider audience, peaking at number 13 on the Hot R&B and Hip Hop chart.
I'm a stoner, 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 I'm a stoner.
That, coupled with other early hits like Best Friend and Check, brought Thug's garbled sound and ad-libs to the forefront of rap.
I'm a skeeto, little nigga, gon' get you. And that's my bestie, my best friend. Go best friend. If I need some rats, I'ma flip me some packs. I talk like I want it, she don't say nothing back. If cops pull up, I put that crack in my crack. Or I put that brack in my brack.
From his earliest days in the game, what stood out about Thug was how he rapped, and whether or not you could actually understand what he was saying.
Nigga, horses don't stop, they keep going. Yeah. You can lose your life, but it's gon' keep going. Why not risk life when it's gon' keep going?
In 2017, Genius spoke to a linguist to explain the science behind his bars.
It's what we linguists call reduction in speech. What people do when they're not self-monitoring, they're not performing for someone else, they're not hyper-articulating. And what he's delivering then is a more natural, authentic kind of speech.
She suck on the dick on the plane and I just call her airhead. Woo, I just went hunting, I found me a rabbit, I picked out the carrot, picked out the game. Bay on flexing, extensive. Brand new Rari, Smith & Wesson.
And it wasn't just Thugger's music. He also flaunted his fashion sense by wearing a purple skirt on the cover of his 2016 album, Jeffrey. And even though he wasn't the first male performer to do it, his wardrobe has made him somewhat of a style icon in rap.
I created this shit. I made the way for young niggas to open up and be themselves. I did this.
Since Jeffrey, Thugger's collaborated with many of his own proteges. In 2018, he dropped his long-awaited projects Slime Language and On the Run.
Now I ain't worried about you getting petty fucking bouncers. Tell the critic that they talking about the fucking founder.
But no matter the project or the outfit, it's clear that Young Thug is one of a kind. I'm Tia with Genius News, bringing you the meaning and the knowledge behind the music.
They all wanna agree, don't need put on their peasant, they all wanna